George Duran is a celebrity chef and entertainer, born and raised in Caracas, Venezuela. He attended college here in New York City, where he majored in communications and minored in begging his mother to send care packages of her home cooking. He has worked in radio as well as MTV, and somehow he still ended up in the kitchen.
He's best known for his Food Network show Ham on the Street and for hosting Ultimate Cake Off on the Learning Channel. He's also author of the cookbook, Take This Dish and Twist It. Chef George Duran, welcome to The Dish. Thanks for being here this morning.
What a pleasure. My goodness, to eat at this time of the day, it's my favorite thing to do. I'm ready. My brain is wired for it,
Oh,
actually.
there's liquor, too.
Yes, there is.
Well, that's what we do here on this show. Tell us what you brought for us.
Well, I'm going to start with the drinks. As you said, an apple strawberry sangria, white wine sangria. Very refreshing for the summer. It's perfect to start off the day or the afternoon. And then I made some fried yuca. And it's crusted with polenta, so it's crunchy and creamy in the center, and you have a little chipotle in there, a little chipotle sauce to dip in it. And then I turned a little twist on the Caesar salad. I made some summer rolls with a Caesar salad. It's that typical Vietnamese type of summer rolls, but with a Caesar salad inside. A lule kebab actually over here. Before we get to anything else, the pièce de résistance.
Yes.
Right here, this sauce, which sounds worse than it actually tastes, it's called guasacaca. It's it's an awful sounding sauce. It's called guasacaca, but the flavors, the flavors are amazing. And if I could beg you guys to get your little spoon, I want you guys to taste the sauce, because it is made with.
I can taste a lot of cilantro.
A lot of cilantro, a lot of parsley, avocados, green peppers, onions, vinegar in there. It is soft. It just melts in your mouth and it waters your mouth. So this is what we used to serve in Venezuela growing up with your meats when we used to have the barbecues, and then with the potatoes and the yuca and all this stuff. That was a quintessential sauce that was right on your table. You used to just squirt it or get the spoons and just eat.
It makes it something very heavy seem very light. I like that flavor.
Right, very herbal, very floral, very nice flavor.
So you grew up in Venezuela, as we mentioned. Were you somebody that was always in the kitchen? Was your mom a great chef?
You know, it's interesting. My mom was of Armenian descent. Both my parents of Armenian descent. They were born and raised in Lebanon, so there was a lot of Middle Eastern, Armenian cuisine growing up at the house. Then we see Venezuelan, South American food on the streets, and that was all about our lives. In fact, we used to sit down for breakfast and talk about what we're going to eat for lunch, sit down for lunch and eat what we're going to talk about for dinner, and it just went on and on. It was nonstop. It was awful.
What made you move to New York City?
Well, there was a lot of persecution going on in Venezuela. No, that's not true. But it was tough times in Venezuela, and it still is now. And we ended up leaving Venezuela for a better life here in the U.S. And I was quite Americanized. I went to American school there, so I was very happy to move on and come to this great country.
We have had so many chefs with so many diverse pasts, but you're one of the few that I could say you could have either been in this chair or this chair.
Yeah.
How did you go from radio communications into food? When did you know you were ready?
Yeah, I mean, I majored in communication arts, and I was a fan of radio and television and all these mediums. And boy, I was a loud kid growing up. So I knew right away, whatever I had to do had to be boisterous, and it would need no megaphone for my voice. And then I had that passion of food. So I ended up going to culinary school in Paris for 3 years, speaking French fluently and learning the culinary arts in France, and then kind of combining both passions.
You started a show in France.
I started a show. It was incredible. The French believed in an American to actually have a show out there. It was called Pop Cuisine, and they gave me a show on the French Food Network called Cuisine TV, and the French were livid. They were like, how dare an American teach us how to cook? But I was having fun with it. I was kind of simplifying their French food to make it simpler for the youth to understand how to eat, and it worked. It won a few awards here and there, and I ended up coming into the U.S., and the next thing I know, I'm on the Food Network.
How about MTV's House of Style? How did when did that come about?
You know, again, I had a passion for TV after working in radio here for so many years. So I said, all right, let me try out this MTV gig a little bit. And it was fun, it was nice, but it didn't have the food element that I had before I was born. My mother used to force feed me through her umbilical cord before I was born. That's how much food was part of my life growing up. So I said, all right, let's combine both TV and food together, and this is where I came up. And it's incredible how life takes you through these roads and where you end up, right here on an award-winning show like with you guys. Not bad,
right? As I get your signature on this. I'm so busy eating. I've got so much meat in my mouth right now.
I like the idea of people having watered mouths on me.
We like that we get to eat while you talk. That's always nice for us by the segment. But as we get your signature on this dish, we want to ask you if you could have this meal with any person, past or present. Who would that person be?
I've thought of this really well. Brillat Savarin. He's the author of The Physiology of Taste. He's the one who coined the term, tell me what you eat, and I'll tell you who you are. And if he could be in this table right now, boy, what a conversation. What a conversation that would
It's
have.
a really good pick.
That's a very good choice.
Chef George Duran, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for more on the chef and the dish, please head to our website at cbsthismorning.com.